Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Neo. Just in time for spring/summer, here are these gorgeous ombre multicolored nails with these really trendy flowers. Stay tuned to see this get done. So I've already removed my previous set. I want to say it was the blue, man, I don't even remember what set it was, but I removed the set. I am actually planning on posting the video of that removal. I do have an old removal video on my channel, but that was when I first started doing nails. I'm thinking about redoing it, so let me know. I will post that. But I started off as normal. I used my e-file, filed down to that clear layer. Love it. Super fancy and magic. I love this clear acrylic layer. Again, it gives a visual kind of guide to know when to stop filing. It helps to protect your natural nail and the tip, and it's really nice to not have to replace tips every single time you want a new set. You can see that they're a little bit warped and, you know, broken down and soft looking because I've been wearing them for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but just look how little of the backfill I actually have to do. There was very minimal lifting, so just so many pros to laying down clear acrylic before starting your designs, but you don't have to. I was not doing it for a long time, but I think it's kind of coming back into my repertoire. But I got prepped like I normally do. I filed, did all of that nail care, and then I just started off in this video with my dehydrator. I like to use the Mia Secret dehydrator. It's super easy and handy and it works really well. And then I went in with the Valentino Super Bond. I'm loving that primer. It really is working for me and my clients right now, so I'm just gonna stick with it, and if anything, you know, kind of arises, then I can test, but I'm not gonna break what's not broken. If you see me placing acrylic down the length of a tip, that just means that when I was removing the previous set, I filed a little too hard in that area and the tip was a little compromised. No problem, just lay some more clear acrylic on it, boom, and then you're good for the next set. So as you saw the design, this is super trendy and popular right now. Everyone is using these little flower decals or little flower pieces on their nails, and it's super cute. So I had to try this on myself and I loved it. It was super pretty, and I kind of mix it up with doing multiple colors in a pastel kind of springtime ombre. Now it is time for the fun stuff. I love saying that. I'm getting started with this really gorgeous kind of turquoise green. This is from, I want to say Clawley Acrylics again. I say it all the time. They're a smaller brand, but they have got like some of the most gorgeous colors that I've ever seen or worked with. This is their old formula, so I do know that they just did a rebranding for a more professional line. I haven't purchased any from the professional line just yet, but these are all from their original line. Just super gorgeous. I think this color is called Aloha. It's super pretty, and I am just using a very thin layer to kind of build up the free edge of this nail. I'm starting at my natural free edge. These nails are, to me, they're not that long. I joke about this all the time, looking at how long the nails are getting and how comfy I am with them. Guys, I was able to wear these nails for about 2 weeks. I changed the set. I just played a tennis match. And I won, and I remember the girl who, sorry, I'm giving an anecdote, but like the girl who came over, she was just kind of like, I don't want to be rude or whatever, but like, I didn't think you were going to be that good with those nails. And I was like, the nails make me good. They're my superpower. Anyway, but yeah, like it's really funny to see how acclimated, I guess, to this length I'm getting, but I didn't even think that these were long. When people were like, oh, your nails are so long, I'm like, these nails, these aren't even that bad. But yep, we're just doing a nice thin layer of this turquoise color. I'm going to be using different colors on every nail, and my focus is just to build up the pigment. And as these tips are not brand new tips, they don't have that super sharp shape. So what I'm doing with this product, as you can see, obviously I always, you know, pat my sidewalls and my free edge, but I'm building up the colored acrylic to kind of reshape those nails into that nice square shape. So you can see the pinky and how clean and square it is versus the purple nail that I'm about to do right now. This is Something Beat by Kiara Sky. It's a really gorgeous color. I love this color a lot. It's like a beautiful kind of pastel lilac purple. It's not too soft, it's not too deep. It's cool. I don't know, I really like it. But As you can see, the nail that I'm working on now and how soft and kind of rounded the edges are versus that green nail. So I like to use my acrylic to kind of mold my tips, so I never have to worry about like if the tip has been warped or it's a little rounded on the edges, because I've been typing for 2 weeks on it. But yeah, that's what I like to use acrylic for. To do that, I just kind of, you can see I'm patting the product down, and then as it's polymerizing, then I mold it with the side of my brush. And if I need extra, I think I do it on my thumb finger, because that nail gets a lot of work. You're gonna see me using the thumb color to kind of build up a piece of the side wall of the tip that, you know, wore away over time. But that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm keeping the layer really, really thin. I'm doing my best moving forward. A goal for me in terms of my nail journey, I guess you can call it, is just to focus on good shaping. I've been just really, just focusing on my shaping. So in the acrylic process, just making sure to be intentional to not build up too much with acrylic, especially if I know I'm going to be clear capping. So in this case, I'm building up the shape of the nails on the sides, at least making them nice and square, and the coverage of color. Nothing crazy. I think I'm using Valentino's monomer. And I'll be using some more Valentino colors a little later. This color is also from Clawly. This is Bubblegum, I believe, and it's a nice pastel pink. I believe I also used it, I keep saying I believe a lot. I think I actually used it in another video. It might have been the Valentine's Day pink and purple ombre with the encapsulated bubbles, I think. I will link that in the cards. Check out that video. It was really cute and like non-direct Valentine's-y vibes. But this is a cute bubblegum, literally bubblegum, that's what it's called. Bubblegum kind of blue toned pink. I just wanted to make sure that I chose colors that had enough pow to them, you know what I mean? I didn't want them to be like chalky pastel colors, but then not deep colors. I didn't want them to be super neon and bright. So I feel like the colors that I chose went really, really well for the set. I'm making sure, if you see that first bead that I placed, that I'm back swiping towards my cuticle, so that when we go in with the ombreing, I'm gonna use a nude. It is a seamless transition. We're going to talk about that ombre situation when we get to it, because I did learn some things during this set that I just want to, you know, add to my arsenal. There you go, I'm back swiping to just blend that seam, and you can see it's a nice transition so that we don't have to worry about adding too much product to cover up that line a little bit later. But yeah, we're going to talk about that ombreing process when we get to it, but just enjoy this section. So as you saw, I skipped my pointer finger because I'm going to be doing something a little bit different with that. And this color is called Peachy. I think it's by Royalty Nail Supply. I will link everything down below as per the usual, so don't worry about that. Again, so this is what I was talking about earlier in terms of building up the thumb. You can see the clear tip of the thumb is not super sharp and square. And also in the filing process of removing the previous set, I dug a little bit too hard on the outside part of my thumb. So that's the bottom of the screen for you. It indents in a little bit. So I didn't freak out. I could have done this with clear, but I chose to do it with the color. Basically what I'm going to do is place some beads on the side of the nail, let them polymerize or harden up just a bit, and then use my brush or the body of the brush to kind of fill that gap in with the product. So you can kind of see right there where the brush is going. It dips in just a smidge, and it's not, you know, very visible to the eye, but it was bothering me because I like a really, really nice square. And the only way to fix that, I think, would be to file it thinner, and then would be more of a coffin shape, and I didn't want that. So I'm just using my acrylic to just pat, fixing the shape of the nails, especially on tips that you've been wearing for quite some time. If you are someone who just removes your sets completely, cool. But I try to, you know, get some work out of these tips that I'm using. So here I'm placing a bead. I did tap it off on my napkin for a few seconds right before, blending it upwards. And then you're gonna see me kind of leaving that excess acrylic hanging off the side, just a smidge until I feel like it's drying a little bit. And then I'm just gonna brush it down. There you go, I'm molding it to stay on that free edge. So at this point, it's wider than the clear tip. And I get that nice full shape that I'm looking for without having to file the nail thinner or losing that broad square shape to go for more of a coffin. So that's what I meant in terms of using the product to rebuild your shape. Now it is time to do my base color. So this is Dolce de Leche by Valentino. Love this color. So when I was talking earlier about ombreing, here's what I am learning, right? We all know that in different temperatures, the acrylic sets in different amounts of time. It is getting warmer, and as you saw, that cuticle bead set pretty fast on me. So one thing that I learned to do is just adjust. When products don't really work the way that I'm used to, I just make adjustments. You're gonna see now, to make sure I get a nice seamless blend, I have to add multiple beads underneath that first one, and it's a little bit bulky. No problem, I'm not sweating. I'm just kind of like, all right, I'm obviously just gonna use smaller beads and wetter beads because as it's getting warm, this is a tip for everybody, just keep in mind that as it gets warmer, your acrylic is going to set significantly faster. So just work smaller, work smarter, and just adjust so that you're not, messing up your nails and things like that. So that's not a great ombre. And you're going to see how I adjust on all of the other nails to get a really flawless ombre. So just a learning experience. I'm doing my own nails. If it was a client, I would have felt so bad because it was not the prettiest. The nails still came out super, super pretty, but you're going to see, there you go. So it was great that I back swiped with the purple color initially. That's going to be my super, super fade bead right there. And then I'm slowly, you see I'm using even tinier, wetter beads, and I'm literally placing the bead, pushing it out to my sidewalls to make sure I get good coverage all over the surface of the nail, and then immediately swiping down. And sometimes to ensure that the bead doesn't dry up too fast, I dip my brush in monomer before swiping, just so that we have a nice smooth and wet bead that kind of runs to nothing. So you get that flawless smooth. And guys, look at the difference between what I did on the green nail versus on the purple nail. And when you look at it, it's going to be beautiful. Add additional beads as necessary, but it's just really important to know how to make adjustments in the process so that you're not getting stuck on like, oh, this is the way that I have to do something, and you get the result that you want. You can clearly see the difference between the two nails, the pinky and the ring finger. So that's just my tip for you, and I'm going to follow the same process on the rest of the nail so that I get a beautiful, beautiful blend. Hashtag learning experience. on my pointer finger. We are just going to be doing a completely nude nail. So I'm just going to be building up the dulce de leche. And again, because I know that it's setting a little bit faster right now, I'm working even smaller. Normally I'd grab like a big old hunk of a bead and work it down the entire nail, but it hadn't been working for me. I was trying that with the purple and the green, and I had to add additional beads. So I'm just adjusting again and working smaller. Same thing, I'm going to be patting constantly to build up that nice square shape. You could see that the clear tip was not super square and sharp when I started. So that's my job with the new colors of acrylic, to kind of just rebuild that shape so that I don't have to keep losing nail tip every time I reuse a set. And now it is time to clear cap. I am just going to be using, I believe I'm using, not polish, Young Nails Core Clear. It's an OG. I'm actually out of the Valentino Crystal Clear. I'm so devastated. I just purchased some more and some other stuff because I think they had a sale on their website recently. But yeah, just using the Young Nails Core Clear. It works for me. It's super awesome, and you do get a beautiful clear finish. So I'm just doing that, making sure to pat my sidewall so I'm not warping any shape, and building up for appropriate structure. All right, folks, check out these nails. First of all, the shapes look nice and beautiful. And then you can really see the difference between the ombres of the beautiful shape, right? Beautiful shape on that pointer. You can see the difference between the ombre on the green nail versus the rest of the nails. So just take those tips in mind. So for filing and shaping, I am using a different bit. This is a 5-in-1 fine carbide bit. Normally I like to use a barrel medium grit bit, but I've been trying this out. It's great. I love the different teeth on it, but I kind of really like my barrel bit. After this set, I actually went back. I had some clients recently and I just went back to the barrel bit because it's what I know, it's what feels good in my hands. Not that the 5-in-1's not great, I'm using it, it's fantastic, especially for debulking. It makes it super, super easy and simple. So like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm trying to focus more on shaping and having a beautiful kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, but that's my goal for the rest of this year. Yes, the artwork is cool and I want to, you know, explore that side of the nail art and stuff, but I really want to focus on the foundation and, you know, perfect my shaping. So I am going to be spending some significant time filing these nails. I'm only going to have 2 in the video because if not, it'd be a 5-hour video. I used the e-file and then I used the hand file to really file the nails, and they had these beautiful shape. I was so proud of them. They were nice and thin on the tip, nice and thin back at the cuticle, and then slowly, gradually got to the apex and then thinned back out. Really smooth. I was really proud of them, but man, filing takes time. So again, I am not going to be showing you every single nail. Just enjoy watching the pinky and ring finger get, you know, filed and shaped. Afterwards, with the e-file, I went in with a I want to say it was a 100 grit hand file. It's not my favorite hand file. It's a flimsy one. It's not the one that's like super stiff where you can get a super sharp shape. I prefer those, but I have tons of these, so I just use them. But yep, you're just gonna watch me hand file and e-file till my heart's content. Only thing I'll say about the hand filing part is that you need to support the tips of these nails, especially if they're as long or longer than what I'm doing. You just want to make sure that you don't file wildly to like lift the nail away from the nail bed. It is super, super painful. Just support the nails as you're filing. So let me know in the comments what you think about the shaping of these nails. I think they look beautiful and crisp, especially considering, I'm gonna snap for magic, nice and clean now, especially considering these tips are not brand new. I think I did a great job and I'm super proud of myself, so I pat myself in the back. And hopefully you can see what I was talking about in terms of the ombreing strategy that I used. You can definitely see the difference between the ombres of the pinky versus the other nails, but again, it's a learning experience and I was doing it on my own, so I didn't feel a way about it. Next is to get into the designs, right? So we got these beautiful spring pastel ombres. I'm going in with a nice layer of the Two Guys bling gel and then some matted top coat from Not Polished. I'm just gonna apologize now because it does go out of frame a little bit, adding these tiny little pieces. I am moving my hand around a lot, but I'm working on it. I'm getting a little bit better. Then once having the 2 layers of gel, I am not curing. I'm sticking these pieces right into both layers of gel, and you're gonna see me perpetually wiping my sidewalls because gel is a factor and it does move these items around. They've got some weight to them. In between each of these little flowers, I'm going to be placing some crystal AB rhinestones and then again wiping my sidewalls. I don't want to mess up all that shaping that I did, and then I'm going to cure for about 30 seconds to a minute on each finger. I'm doing this one finger at a time and I'm alternating the colors, so I'm using the green flowers on the green, purple on the purple, pink on the pink, and corally orange on the peach color. But yeah, same steps. Using a brush to brush on some bling gel, top coating the bling gel, not curing, placing like a random swirl of flowers in varying sizes, adding some rhinestones, cleaning the sidewalls and cuticle and the free edge, and then curing the nail for a nice matte finish with flowers and crystal rhinestones on top. So I don't know if you can tell from the video, but something was happening with these little flower pieces that kind of surprised me and scared me a tiny bit. Every time I cured them, they came out different colors. I don't know if anyone else has used them in this manner. I usually see people just placing them on top of like a adhesive glue, but as I was curing, they were coming out different colors. Guys, look at this. I was freaking out at this point. I was like, oh my God, maybe the LED light changed their colors. Nope, they were fine. They just change in UV light. I've seen it happen when I'm outside walking in the sun. The purple ones will go kind of yellow. The pink ones turn like a deep kind of reddy orange. The green ones turn white. I just think that they react to UV light. So no biggie, but you can see they're slowly returning back to their original colors. Last thing for me to do is, it was really funny because I was really nervous. Like, oh my God, I just spent all this time on these nails and they're changing colors. flowers? No, you know, but anyway. Last thing to do is to add the little caviar beads in between the flowers. I think it just adds just a touch of something special, and they're super, super cute. So I'm using the Zule Bling adhesive. Remember, these nails are already top coated, so I don't have to do any more, and I don't want to add anything that would mess up this beautiful matte top coat. So I'm just adding a dollop of the bling adhesive right into the center of these nails, of the flowers, and then just placing some silver caviar beads right in the middle. And it just was the finish that we needed. On my solo pointer finger, I am adding bling gel to the entire nail, and at this point I kind of knew I wanted something different. I don't know why, I always kind of feel like one nail should just be a little bit special. Maybe I'll do a one, maybe not, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a set where everything's exactly the same. I don't know, it might bother me, but you know, I gotta have a little special nail. On this one, I am placing 2 of each of the colors of the other ones. You're going to see me moving them around a bit. That's the beauty of using bling gel. You can move the pieces around or take them off completely if you change your mind. And then before curing, I'm actually going to pour some pixies on top of them. So if you watch my channel, you know I love encapsulating pixies. This is actually the first time I've ever worn pixies on my nails without encapsulating. So it was an interesting experience. They were very, very scratchy and got snagged in my hair a lot, but they were so pretty. I think we can all agree that pixies are just gorgeous. In the future, if I could redo the set, I think I would have encapsulated pixies underneath the ombre nails as well, just to kind of tie in that sparkle, but I think they came out great. So here I am. I actually pour my pixies into this like salt shaker. It's just easier to apply when working with clients. I don't have to like stick their finger in anything. I just kind of sprinkle, and then you're gonna see me patting the pixies into the gel. So this is important. When you pour these pixies on, they kind of go everywhere, even sticking off the edge of the nail, warping that shape. So I think it's really important to kind of push them back in towards the center of the nail so that the nail doesn't look bulky. A lot of the times I see this done and it just looks like the nail's so chunky. So I was really, really focused on that not being the case. I'm even using a tweezer to kind of push the pixies back in towards the nail, away from the skin and the cuticle area, just to avoid any irritation or snags or anything like that. But just taking my time, and that's again the beauty of using a gel method versus an adhesive method. Once happy, I'm going to cure, and then the set is done. And here we are. The set is beautiful and done. The flowers have turned back to their original colors. I hope you like this one. Super trendy and cool for spring right now. Grab these little flowers. They're really, really handy and add just a lot of dimension to the nails. Even do it in one color might be really sweet. Thanks so much for watching. Like if you like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.